likely gets attacked by his dad.
So basically, the oldest brother is the one who made it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
On the Sunday before his death, Captain Purrington had written a letter to his brother stating that he'd soon be dead and asking his brother to take charge of his family. When his wife found the letter, he told her it was nothing to worry about and he was not going to kill himself, but he had a foreboding feeling that his death was approaching.
well, yeah, because I'm about to damn kill everybody and myself.
On the day before the murders, it is said that Captain Purrington exhibited completely normal behavior, going about his usual routines and work. He did grind his axe in the late afternoon. When his wife and children retired to bed for the night, Captain Purrington stayed up and was reading his Bible.
My gosh. You know, there for a minute I thought maybe the damn oldest son did it, right? And he escaped and was telling the story, but actually it sounds like the father did really do it.
The coroner, Elias Craig, did I say that right? The coroner? Did I say the coroner?
Yeah, I always say coroner too, but it is a coroner.
Because we're country?
Yeah, the coroner. I seen a coroner van down there. Something done happened down the street.
Right. So the coroner, his name was Elias Craig, he summoned a jury of inquest, which determined that Purrington, of his malice and aforethought, did kill and murder his wife and children, and as a felon did voluntarily kill and murder himself.
Oh, as a felon?
As a felon.
Wow. I like that, how they went ahead and put that on him even though he's dead.
It's a very decisive statement.
Yeah.
And declaration. I dig it.
We need that more often nowadays.
The bodies were taken into a barn, laid out side by side, and washed. Then coffins were brought in from Augusta, in which, of course, the dead was carried into a meeting house in the middle of town for a funeral. Captain Purrington, however, was not allowed inside the meeting house.
Okay.
His coffin was left outside and atop displayed with the axe and razor.
Oh, okay. I thought I was with him, but, that's pretty gruesome. But, it goes to show that people have these types of crimes and stuff have piqued curiosity and interest from the communities. Probably as long as, probably happened in the caveman days.
Can you imagine if they had only had a true crime podcast back in the 1700s?
Yeah, but it'd be like a true crime heralder.
Yes.
Howard. You know what I'm trying to say. Like a damn king. The one that announces everybody's entrance into the hall.
Yeah. Like with a bugle.
The herald.
Yeah.
The heralder.
Okay.
Yeah.
The funeral was attended by many members of the surrounding county, as you can imagine. Thrill seekers.
Yeah.
Morbid curiosity seekers.
Dark tourists.
Exactly. They wanted to come and catch a glimpse of this axe and razor.
Well, I'd say it was that's even to this day, right? If that happened, that would be pretty damn huge.
The mother and 7 children were buried in unmarked graves in what is now called Mount Vernon Cemetery. But Captain Purrington was buried along the highway in the southeast corner of the cemetery with his weapons.
Nice. I bet they're not there now. I bet somebody dug him up.
Well, it was rumored that Captain Purrington had made remarks that he was concerned about the farm and that he should be destitute of bread for his family, hay for his cattle, and he dreaded the consequences.
It always comes down to that. Even the modern version of that comes down to that shit. Like the people can't just, I don't know, they can't admit that they're a failure or something, or that's what kills me is when they're like, I'm going to kill myself, but first I'm going to kill my entire family. You know what I mean? Like,
well, we see this many times. I mean, we've got the first case.
Yeah.
Of John Kemmler. We have Captain Purrington. And if you dive back into our archives, the Lawson family murders. Very similar story.
Very similar story.
A woman who happened to be the neighbor, her name was Martha Ballard, was also a midwife and healer, and she kept a diary from 1785 to 1812 where she documented medical practices, gossip, religious rivalries, and even some sexual escapades of the time.
Damn.
She discusses in detail the events of the Purrington Massacre, as it's come to be known.
Wow.
It's actually a published book. I can't remember the name of it, but you can find it. You can get it on like Amazon or probably at your local library.
Wow.
And I did read some of the entries on the internet, and it's written in a very interesting way. Just language and the misspellings and...
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of like a mixture of Old English and all that. Such.
Yeah, it's just a very interesting... The diary entries are just really...
I'm going to have to check some of those out.
Interesting, yeah. So yeah, that's 2 cases, New England, both involving fathers who murder their families or their kids.
Prolicide.
Prolicide.
I think I'm saying that right.
You probably are.
But you know what I was thinking about when you were telling that story?
Tell me.
The neighbors that went over to this dark house with nothing but candlelight and discovering and walking around in this horrible, horrible scene. Could you imagine how eerie and, that would be by candlelight to make those discoveries of that woman and all those poor kids killed, hacked up, and just brutal murder scene? Probably commenting on the blood spatter, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine?
No, it's like something from a horror movie.
Yeah, that would be scary. I'm sure that they took that with them all the rest of their days, right?
Well, and Martha Ballard, the midwife who had kept that diary, her husband was Mr. Ballard that I mentioned, one of the neighbors who had gone to investigate.
Right. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, I missed that connection. But yeah, wow.
And they lived in the community of Ballard, which was named after, this family.
I bet her diary entries were probably off a lot of what her husband described to her. You think, maybe?
Yeah, I believe so. And then in some of them, she just discusses the son, James, feeding him, helping dress his wounds. Martha, the daughter who did hang on for 3 weeks. Martha Ballard, being the midwife and healer, tended to this child's wounds.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Damn, I might have to read some of that because that's really like a really good first-hand account of kind of what happened and what people saw.
Definitely.
With historical accuracy. You know what I mean? It's not someone's take on it or what their great peepaw told them about, Yeah, that's pretty amazing. But a horrible story at the same time. Very sad.
Well, thanks for tuning in to Mountain Murders. Of course, if you can't get enough of us, you can find us on Patreon, Mountain Murders Podcast. Actually just uploaded a brand new episode there for our patrons on urban legends.
Yes, we rambled on, but we talked about some really interesting stories I'd never heard.
Yeah, so go check that out. If you're so inclined, you can sign up as a patron for as little as $1 a month and help support our podcast. We also have a live show coming up in Asheville, North Carolina, May the 9th at Fleetwood, which is on Haywood Road. It's a really funky venue, and we're selling tickets, brownpapertickets.com. You can also find the event on our Facebook page. There's a link in the event for tickets.
Yeah, we can't wait to do that again because we had so much fun the first time.
This is true.
Yes, and we can't wait to see all our friends and family once again.
If you're so inclined and you love the podcast, you can hit subscribe and also leave us a 5-star review.
Yes, keep them coming. We love it.
All right, we'll be back soon with more true crime.